Okay, so we've all seen the headlines, right? Gold is absolutely booming. But here's the thing. The real story isn't just about the price. It's about this quiet, global migration of wealth that's literally redrawing the world's treasure map. Yeah, gold prices have been just smashing records, soaring past $2,300 an ounce. And look, that makes sense. When times get uncertain, investors flock to gold. It's a classic safe haven play. We all know that. But what if I told you that price tag, as high as it is, isn't even the most fascinating part of this story? Because the big players, the really big money, they're not just buying more gold. No, they're fundamentally rethinking where they keep it. What we're talking about here is a physical movement of billions and billions of dollars in actual gold bars. They're being moved out of the traditional vaults in places like London and Geneva. So the big question is, where's it all going? See, this shift isn't an accident. It's a very deliberate move by the world's wealthiest individuals and families. They're looking east, searching for a totally new kind of safe harbor for their most tangible physical assets. And that new destination of choice, the new gold standard for wealth storage, if you will, it's Singapore. That's right. This island nation is rapidly becoming the world's new fortress for precious metals. So you gotta ask, why Singapore? Well, it's this really unique combination of factors. First, it's geopolitically neutral. It doesn't really have any enemies. Second, it's an incredibly wealthy place, which means it has every incentive to protect the assets it holds. And third, it's a very, very well-defended nation. You put those three things together, and you've got this triple threat of security that's just perfect for wealth that's meant to last for generations. And this quote right here, it just gets to the absolute core of that trust. The founder of a major vault in Singapore puts it bluntly. For the country to nationalize something, it'd be economic suicide. Their whole model is built on confidence. And you know what? That's a pretty powerful guarantee. But, this whole migration of gold, it isn't just about finding a stronger building. It's actually a symptom of something much deeper, a global crisis of trust. There's this growing sense of unease about the future of Western economies, especially in the US. Investors, particularly Americans, are looking at all the potential turmoil, the questions around the future of the dollar, and they're deciding, you know what? It's probably not a good idea to keep all our eggs, or in this case, gold bars, in one basket. And this brings us to a really key concept you need to understand: counterparty risk. It's a fancy term, but the idea is simple. It's the risk that the other guy in the deal, the bank, the fund holding your asset, might fail to make good on their promise. The 2008 financial crisis was a brutal lesson for everyone on this, right? It showed us that even the biggest names can just go under. And that's exactly why this distinction is so, so critical. Think about it. A gold ETF. It's basically a number on a screen. It's a promise from a financial firm. But a physical gold bar sitting in a vault, that's your direct, tangible property. It just completely eliminates that layer of risk. You aren't trusting someone's promise anymore. You're owning the actual thing. Okay, so what do these new fortresses actually look like? Let's peel back the curtain and go inside one of the world's most sophisticated private vaults to see exactly how this wealth is being protected. Now, first things first, forget everything you've seen in movies like Ocean's 11. Real-world vault security isn't about dramatic laser grids and elaborate heists. It's actually far more subtle and way more sophisticated. It's all about engineering, layers, and, most importantly, buying time. Yeah, the whole core principle is just delay. The goal isn't to be impenetrable forever. That's impossible. The goal is to withstand an attack for a specific amount of time. A top-tier vault, for instance, has to hold up against a serious professional attack for at least 1 hour. And that's way more than enough time for security forces to show up and neutralize any threat. And the engineering behind these things is just incredible. Take this new vault they built near Singapore's airport. Its foundation goes 32 meters straight down into the ground. Its floors, they're built to be 45 times stronger than a normal car park. It's all designed for one thing: to handle the immense, concentrated weight of all that gold and silver. So just how much can it hold? Well, this single vault is built to store up to 500 tons of gold. Just try to picture that. It's an almost unimaginable amount of weight and value crammed into one super secure space. And to put that into dollars and cents for you, 500 tons of gold is worth roughly $64 billion. That's the scale of the wealth we're talking about. And it's all quietly migrating to these new ultra-secure facilities. So, okay, let's zoom out. What does all of this mean for the bigger picture? Because this isn't just some trend for the super rich. It's a really important signal about the future distribution of global power and money.
Now, let's be real clear about something. London is still the absolute giant in the gold market, okay? It trades over $100 billion a day. Singapore's volume, it's not even 1% of that. But that's not the point. The real story here is the direction of travel and the type of money that's moving. We're talking about long-term store of value wealth, not just day-to-day speculative trading.
And this isn't just happening in a vacuum, you know? The governments in places like Singapore, Hong Kong, and Dubai are actively encouraging this shift. They see a massive strategic advantage in becoming the world's new safe deposit boxes. So what we're really witnessing here is a fundamental tectonic shift in where long-term wealth is being stored. And as all this physical gold flows from the west to the east, it raises a huge, crucial question for all of us. In this great global reshuffling of power and money, who are going to be the winners and who are going to be the losers?